Hi, middle school scholars, and welcome to your very first assignment with Music Class Online on our Music Class YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to show you how to get into FLAT using Google Classroom and also how to complete your very first assignment. So, when you go to your Google Classrooms, I'm going to show you what it looks like on my screen. So most likely when you are looking at your classes, you have a bunch of different classes in Google Classroom. You probably have one that says like Miss Collier Reading or Mr. Tuffy Math or 5th grade specials or 7th grade specials. You're going to click on the one that says your grade and specials. So if you're a 5th grader, you'll click on 5th grade specials. If you're an 8th grader, 8th grade specials. Okay, but I have a test one up. So I'm going to go over to mine, and I only have one. So mine says flat test. Yours will say your grade and your specials. Okay, so you'll click on that. And then you're going to go into classwork. And you are going to see underneath music, you'll see your first assignment, which is form and rhythm number 1. So I'm going to click on that. And this is how you're going to get to flat right here on this button. You'll also see a link to this video here if you need to watch it again. Okay, so I'm going to click on flat. And it's going to take me right to flat. Now, this is going to ask me if I want to start my score right away. Do not start your score right away because you don't know what to do. You got to read the directions. So up here in the corner, there's an X to get out of that. So we're going to X out. And then I'm going to read my directions. So it says, copy the exemplar ABBA form with accurate melody and rhythm. The example is attached. Challenge, add your own dynamics. So today, you're just copying down what I've done to get you to practice what flat's going to look like at home. So this right here is not your assignment. This is the example. This is what you are going to copy. So you're going to click on this. And here's what you're going to copy. If we scroll out, you'll notice that just like the directions said, it's an ABBA form. Some other things you might notice is that there's 2 different instruments. We haven't done that in class yet. We've only done one instrument. We've got violin and claves. We've got a pitched instrument and an unpitched percussion instrument. And we're going to do both those together. Okay, so if I'm looking at my example of what I'm going to copy, I know my tempo is going to be 120. I know that my A section has half notes and eighth notes and some quarter notes. And this is what my rhythm in my A section looks like. So both of these lines together are the A section because they play at the same time. My next part is the B section. Again, I have my melody on top and my percussion on the bottom. And then right here, it's still B. So my B should match. And sure enough, I have an E on the space here and E on the space here. And if I look at the rhythms, they are the same. And then I end with my A section again. So your job is just to copy down this exact composition to get used to using flat on your home computer. Now, you don't have a piece of paper to look back and forth on, so you have to leave this up. So in order to leave this up and continue with your assignment, you have to go back into Google Classroom and click on this one more time. Now you can go ahead and you can start your score. I would just go ahead and delete this, and you can type in your name. So let's continue there. And just like in school, it's going to ask you what instruments you want. So we will go back here, and it looks like, okay, we need violin and we need claves. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to strings. I'm going to find violin. And then I'm going to go up to percussion, and I'm going to click claves. So when you have violin and claves, you are good to go. We'll hit create. For those of you who are interested in what claves are, I'll show you. You can also look them up on your computer. Claves are handheld percussion instruments, and all you do is you just pat them together, kind of like a hand clap, but it sounds a little bit different. You'll hear what it sounds like. So now in my tabs up here, I have my assignment and I have the example assignment. Okay, my assignment and the example assignment. So I'm going to go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to see is that it says tempo is 120. That's an easy thing for me to do right away. So I'll go ahead and I'll put 120 right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and I see that, oh, I start with half notes, a half note on the first line on the E line. So let's go back. I'll put my first half note. And then my next half note looks like it is on the second line on G. So that's going to go here. It's a lot of going back and forth between these two tabs. Now I have eighth notes, and this is going to be on the 1, 2, the third line. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to find eighth notes, and I'm going to go to the third line. Let's see. Then I have on the second space of the A space. And then it looks like I have 2 quarter notes. So I've got my G and my E. I'll put that there. Awesome. Okay, let's keep going. Now I've got eighth notes on the B line and eighth notes on the E space. I'll do it again. I'm on my 1, 2, third measure. So here's my third measure now. I need to be on D and then B with my quarter notes. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. I put this on the G line, and it was really supposed to be on the B line. So you've got 2 options. You either can just delete this and redo it, or if you put it on the wrong spot, you can use your arrows on your keyboard to arrow up or arrow down so it's in the correct spot. Let's keep going to the next measure. Now I've got half notes. I've got my G and I've got my E. I'm going to try that right here. G and E. Awesome. All right. Now we're going to go down here to the claves. This is still my A section. I have 2 beamed eighth notes, a quarter note, 2 beamed eighth notes, and then another quarter note. So I'm going to do that in my first measures on the clave section. I have to switch back. And I've got another quarter note. Okay, and now I'm on measure 2 for the claves. Looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quarter notes right in a row. That's pretty easy. I can do that. In my last measure, it looks like I end with the same rhythmic pattern as my first measure. 2 eighth notes, 2 beamed eighth notes, a quarter note, 2 beamed eighth notes, and another quarter note. I'll do that right now. My A section is now complete. If you would like to, you notice that up here I put A so that I know it's my A section. Here's how you do that. You just click on your first note, you go up here to text, you click where it says annotation, and you type in the letter A. And then you know that it's the A section. You don't have to do that, but if you'd like to, you can. So let's listen to what we've got so far. I'm going to hit play and I'm going to listen to it. Now I'm going to double check with my example and see if it sounds the same as how the example is supposed to sound like. Let's listen. And sure enough, it does. So you're going to continue with this. You're going to do your B section, B again, and then A. Remember, it is important that you do both your violin and your claves. If you want to do your violin all the way through first and then your claves, that's fine, as long as when you're done, your assignment looks exactly like the example that's attached to your flat assignment. Let's listen to the whole thing so you know what it should sound like when you're done. Here's that A section again. Here's B. This is B again, just on the same. Here's your A. So when you're done, when your sounds looks and sounds just like the example that's on your assignment, you can hit turn in. Now, mine does not have a turn in button, which is kind of a bummer, but you know that your turn in button is right up here in this area. The last thing is that if you want a little challenge, you can add in some dynamics. So I think that this song, I think it should start forte, and I think maybe halfway through here, I probably should do piano. Let's listen to what that sounds like once I add in my dynamics. Yeah, I like that. And if I do the dynamics in this A section, then my next A section should have the same dynamics as well. So, scholars, to sum up, here's what you need to do for your very first assignment, Wednesday, April 1st. And it's due at the end of the day today. I put the due time as 8 o'clock p.m. You need to make sure that you go into flat. You're going to find the example that's attached to your assignment. Then you have to go back into Google Classroom, click flat again, and create your own score. Your job is to copy down exactly what you see in the example that I did and copy it down here. And when you're done, you can hit turn in, and I'll take a look at it and let you know how you did. I hope you and your families are being super safe. I love you and I miss you, and I'm looking forward to seeing all your hard work. Talk to you tomorrow.